Now at 6, temperatures continue to drop. How cold is it going to get? I'm going to break that down for you.
While the Columbus School District hasn't needed to go virtual due to recent COVID cases, the spread has caused extra stress on their teaching staff and substitutes. I'm Bronte Sorosky with the details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's going to get dangerously cold in the 4 states tonight. This is KOAM News at 6. Doug Heddy joins us with a first look at the weather.
Yeah, plus on top of the temperatures, we have the wind, which makes it even feel colder than what it actually is. We have the clouds rotating through. We've had some light little snow flurries. Not a big deal, but still in our southern counties, we're going to have some light little snow showers over the next hour or two. But once the clouds break up, then our temperatures are really going to drop. It's already cold enough. 22 in Nevada, 25 in Neosho, Miami hanging on strong at 28. We have Yates Center at 20 degrees, but here's the issue. We got the northerly winds kicking in 10 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts have been higher than that. So you factor in the wind, you get the wonderful wind chill. The way it actually feels to your skin feels like 9 in Fort Scott, 12 in Chautauqua, 12 in Neosho, 9 in Lamar. These are going to continue to drop as we go through the overnight hours. Actual temps through the 20s, teens, near 10 later on tonight. When are we going to warm up? We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you then. COVID-19 hasn't been much of an issue for students in the Columbus School District, but it has impacted staff. As a result, a lot of staff members have to put in extra work while people are out sick. KOAM's Bronte Sorosky tells us what it's like for educators in that district amid the current spread of COVID-19.
Rising COVID cases in the community have caused Columbus Superintendent Brian Smith to become a triple threat: superintendent, principal, and substitute teacher.
It gets pretty serious when the superintendent has to substitute, but I've had to do that, and I've enjoyed it too.
Smith says the need to fill in really picked up last week.
We had staff start calling in, but our people have been amazing, and they've stepped up and they've filled whatever voids we've had, and we've been able to keep school going.
While the district hasn't had many issues with students becoming sick, the current spread of COVID has affected their teaching staff, even their substitutes.
We've had course staff that came down with it, or some of our substitutes actually have come down with it. We've had several who just got back from having go through the protocols of COVID, but they've come back in sub force. So yeah, that's been a big problem.
The need for substitutes keeps subs like Maggie Mooney busy.
I also substitute for Galena, Riverton, and Baxter. Most of my time is spent here, though.
Mooney's seen firsthand the hardships everyone in schools faces right now with staffing.
So it's hard. It's hard on the secretaries, it's hard on the kids, it's hard on the teachers, it's hard on the principals, everybody. It's just hard. I can see where people don't like being called at 7 o'clock in the morning and say, can you be here by 8 o'clock? But I just take it. That's just the way that day's going to be.
Mooney says she loves her job, especially when she can see the positive impact firsthand.
It's such a rewarding. It's when a child sees you and says, oh, I'm so glad you're here for us today. And it's the students, I've seen a big change in them. They thank us for being here as a sub. And that didn't happen before COVID. You were just, you were just here. But are you going to be back again tomorrow, Mrs. Mooney? Who will you be tomorrow? And thank you so much for coming today. And that just makes your day. It truly does.
In Columbus, Bronte Sorosky, KOAM News.
The Columbus superintendent also says although it's more difficult to keep normal school operations going, they will get through this. The Carl Junction School District today announced it's canceling classes for the rest of the week. Officials say student and staff attendance has gotten so low due to COVID they just can't stay open. The district says the days missed this week will not be made up later in the year. Pittsburgh voters last night gave the school district the go-ahead to begin renovations of the middle school. Voters overwhelmingly approved a more than $16 million bond issue that'll add a modern science lab to the school, increase space for a growing student body, and a lot more. So now that the bond is passed, what's next for the school district?
We'll be talking about logistics on how everything is going to play out during the construction project. We're going to have to do some relocation of some people so that we can have them in a safe place at the beginning of the next year. So there's a lot of details that we're going to have to talk about before the construction actually starts.
The renovation will include all 4 floors of the 1921 section of the building. The Carthage School Board takes the next step aimed at getting a new performing arts center on the high school campus. The board has approved the language for an $18 million school bond proposal to fund that project. The proposal would extend the current tax levy. Voters will decide that issue on April 5th. The Berry County, Missouri Sheriff's Office says a postal worker and 2 others were attacked by 3 dogs just outside of Monette in early January. Liam Garrity spoke with the daughter of the postal worker and has more.
That she's had like small dogs kind of, chase her around or whatever, but anything like this.
Tiffany McLeod says her mom, 58-year-old Cynthia Abel, has been working for the post office for over 20 years and hasn't had many problems until a dog attack put her in the hospital.
3 dogs approached her growling, showing their teeth, that sort of thing. And they knocked her down, thankfully face first. So they weren't able to get like her face and everything. But all 3 of them had a hold of her at some point.
Tiffany says her mom's injuries include bites to her arms, leg, a broken wrist, and lacerations to her head and leg. Berry County Sheriff Danny Boyd says 2 others were also injured, but are doing well now. One being a person trying to help Abel and the dog's owner.
Honestly, just loves everything. And she's even an animal lover too. So, this happening is just devastating.
Sheriff Boyd says the dogs were recently released from the vet from a 10-day quarantine to make sure they don't have rabies.
I wouldn't have wanted them back just because you don't know if they're going to do it again.
The U.S. Postal Service released a statement saying aggressive dog behavior is a serious threat to postal carriers and to keep pets away from carriers for safety.
Just be aware if you think that you have a package coming, just try and keep them inside.
And Tiffany says people on her mother's route can't wait to see her again.
That they look forward to seeing her every day. She got some cards in the mail from some of their kids and things like that.
Again, that was Liam Garrity reporting. Still ahead, did you catch the joke? We'll tell you what was behind this test message sent to Missouri cell phones. And later, the St. Paul girls are off to a hot start under their new head coach. We're going to hear about the team's winning formula in sport.
87 and running.
Yesterday, a lot of you received an alert on your cell phones. It came across from the Missouri Highway Patrol as an Amber Alert. But if you're a fan of Batman, you might have caught on to the fact that this wasn't a real alert. Reporter Jenna Ray tells us what happened.
Everyone with iPhones got the alert, so it's kind of funny that everyone all at once was like, oh, it was a joke.
No Googling of Gotham City, Missouri.
No.
To some St. Louisans, the alert was immediately caught as a joke. For others,
I kind of ignored it. I'll read it and then just clear the notification pretty quick,
Okay.
But obviously, if, I see the information, I'll pay attention to it.
the original alert went out around 4:45 Tuesday afternoon. It said, "Emergency alert, Gotham City Mo," with a description of a purple and green Dodge and the license plate, "You kid me." Here's the car the alert was referring to. Look familiar? It's the Joker's car in the original 1989 Batman movie. A second alert, 20 minutes later, clarifying that first one was a blue alert test. That kind of alert is typically used when a law enforcement officer has been killed or injured in the line of duty.
That should be dedicated just for, what it's intended for. So, yeah, if you're going to do like a test run, do it on a different platform.
Minutes after both alerts were sent out, social media ran with it. Tweets saying, "Wait, so I'm not secretly Batman and the Gotham didn't secretly need me? All right, fine. I guess I'll stay here and sell cars." It's obviously a cover-up. The Joker is at large. And the memes? Social media gold. Batman is on vacay, thus the need for the public to help out. Everybody in Missouri right now on Google Maps trying to find Gotham City. But plenty online didn't think the mistaken alert was funny, writing, "Well, that's unprofessional and inappropriate. Guess I'll just assume the rest I get are just tests too." Others saying if it was a test, it was foolish. It is like the little boy who cried wolf.
Again, that was Jenna Ray reporting. Later, we're waiting all week for Sunday night. In sports, we're going to check in with the Chiefs as they prepare to take on the Bills in the AFC divisional round.
But we have to get through the next couple nights because it's going to be super cold tonight and tomorrow night. We're going to break that down coming up.
A home that keeps...
Well, it turned out to be a much colder day for us today. An Arctic front dropped through the region and temperatures significantly colder than what we saw this time yesterday. In fact, here's your 24-hour temperature change. So from 6:15 last night to 6:15 tonight, we're 30 degrees colder. Plus we had the wind, which makes it feel even colder, but these temperatures are going to continue to drop as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Here's your actual temperatures. We've been dropping all day. Our high was at midnight, 22 in Nevada, 25 in Neosho, 28 in Miami. Pitt is sitting at 23. Yates Center is sitting at 20 degrees. Then you got the northerly winds, which are kicking in, and it makes it feel colder. Look at the Arctic air. Really about half the country has Arctic air. Little Rock down to 45, even Dallas 46. I know that's not cold, but for them, that's kind of chilly. But the Arctic air is going to stick around over the next couple days. Northerly winds at about 10 to 20 most of the day. It's going to stay breezy throughout the overnight hours. Then you look at our wind gust, and we've had winds gusting 30, 35 miles per hour at times. The winds will slowly diminish as we go through the overnight hours, but our wind chill right now feels like 9 in Fort Scott, 10 in Webb City, 20 at Grand Lake, 9 in Neodesha, 5 in Yates Center, so those wind chill factors will continue to drop as we go through the overnight hours. Currently sitting at 24, north winds at 21, humidity at 55%, actual temperature slides back through the 20s, teens near 10 a little bit later on tonight. So it's going to be dangerously cold. Make sure you take the pets inside. If you're cold, they're cold. We have the clouds across the region. We've had a few light little snow flurries. These are rotating out of here, so we don't have to worry about these as we go through the rest of the evening hours. But once these clouds break up, that's when the temperature really starts to drop. A few snow showers out to our west. Those are really just going to fall apart. But if we go west, here's our jet stream right out of Canada. That's why it's cold. But if you look out across the western third of the country, there's no big storm systems. So once we get by this Arctic air, it's pretty quiet as we go through the next few days. Let's go ahead and break it down for you. Let's go through the overnight hours tonight. We're going to stop by the morning hours, 6 a.m. Temperatures near 10, pretty much clear skies. We don't warm up much tomorrow. We're going to have sunshine. We just don't really go anywhere. We start at 10, 20 by noon, high temp at 25, and we're still going to have a north wind at about 5 to 15 throughout the daytime hours. That means a low wind chill throughout the day. Tomorrow night, I think, will be colder than tonight. We drop back 8, maybe 9 degrees. On Friday, we get southerly winds back. This will help a warming trend as we head into the weekend. Check out our wind chills for us tonight. If you're getting up early, wind chill factors, the way it feels to your skin, 0 to -5. They do rise to about 10 tomorrow. That's really about it. And then sitting into the single digits once again by the time we head into tomorrow night. So we got about 48 hours of bitterly cold. And once you get below 10, that's usually when you want to start dripping the faucet, so you may drip it tonight. Temperatures right around 10. 25 tomorrow, 9 tomorrow night, 37 on Friday, but the weekend overall actually looks pretty good, 40s and then into the 50s by Sunday.
Don't want the pipes to freeze. Don't want to forget the pets as well. Make sure they have shelter.
Absolutely.
Coming up in sports, it's semifinal night at the Tony Dubray Classic in Liberal, and a former local basketball standout finds immediate success in her first year as a high school head coach. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Doug Hetty has earned the patience. We see people.
Well, tonight is semifinal night for the girls bracket at the Tony Dubray Classic in Liberal. The tournament host Bulldogs are in the Final Four tonight, where they face the Colgan Panthers. Now, Colgan is 7-0 to begin the season. It's currently ranked number 4 in the Kansas 2A state rankings. That game already started. Panthers up 38-20 at halftime. We'll have highlights from the game tonight at 10. We'll also have highlights from this one. The other semifinal game, another interstate matchup with Galena taking on Pierce City. That game is scheduled to tip off at 7. The St. Paul girls are off to a hot start this season. St. Paul is 8-0 to begin their schedule. They've climbed the state rankings up to number 4 in the latest 1A Division I poll released on Tuesday. Now, on top of that, they're doing it all with a first-year head coach. Kaylee Augustine is in her first year leading the St. Paul program. Now, she's a former Girard Trojan, and it actually wasn't that long ago she was playing herself. Augustine helped the Trojans win a state championship her senior year back in 2017. Now, though, she's on the sideline, and I mean, they are 8-0, so she's obviously good at that too.
Definitely did not think I'd be coaching. I actually went to college for accounting and then decided after college that's not what I wanted to do. I quit playing the game and realized I still wanted to be a part of the atmosphere and everything, and then I came here 2 years ago and started out as a junior high boys assistant coach, and then just kind of worked my way up, and with Tuck retiring, I was able to get in a little faster than I thought I would be able to.
We're going to have our full story on Coach Augustine and the Indians' hot start right here tonight at 10. The Kansas City Chiefs are just 4 days away from playing for a spot in the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs host the Buffalo Bills on Sunday in the divisional round, aiming to keep their Super Bowl hopes alive. Sunday's meeting will be the second meeting of the season between Kansas City and Buffalo. The Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season 38-20 back in October. Despite that, the Chiefs still 2-point favorites this weekend. Either way, though, no doubt, we get two of the most entertaining quarterbacks in the league, in Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
They put a lot on his shoulders, and he rises to the occasion. I mean, he's able to run the ball. He can throw the ball. He has the arm strength to throw it anywhere on the football field, and he makes great decisions. So, like you said, we'll probably play them a lot of times. It'll be great competition, and it's definitely a great challenge for us as a team to compete with them.
And that's it for sports. We're back after this.
And ready to go.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Gunner's mate David Larson served in the U.S. Navy. His hometown, Parsons, Kansas. And we are proud to salute Gunner's mate David Larson. He's tonight's four-state hero. Jordan Abbey joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, going to check out some local preschoolers being introduced to basketball, the Little Dribblers program in Joplin. Also, a new report says antigen tests commonly used to detect COVID-19 in children are not up to par. And the 5G rollout faced some turbulence today. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Thanks, Jordan. Beloved long-running PBS animated kids show Arthur is going out with a bang. After 25 years, the show's final 4 episodes will air next month as part of a special quarter-century celebration marathon. It'll include upwards of 250 episodes and movie specials back-to-back, airing on multiple PBS platforms. The marathon starts February 16th, runs until February 21st. The last 4 episodes will air on the last day of the marathon. The Arthur series finale will include a look at the show's characters as adults. PBS says the iconic Peabody and Emmy Award-winning show is the longest-running kids animated series on television. 25 years.
I've never heard of it.
I have never seen it.
I remember watching it like a little bit when I was a kid, but it's not something that I continuously watched.
That's the difference.
Yeah, we
He was
weren't
a kid.
Yeah, we weren't
25
kids.
years ago. There you go. Weather, it's getting cold tonight.
It is. It's going to be a cold night. We're going to drop back right around 10 degrees, but wind chills 0 to -5 by morning. We do get the sun tomorrow. We just don't climb much. 25 for a high, down to 9 tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's even going to be colder, 37 on Friday.
Final sports note.
I told you a little bit about Kaylee Augustine. She went to play at Neosho County in Chanute, ended up coaching at St. Paul High School, 8-0 start. We're going to have that full story right here tonight at 10.
That is amazing. Thanks for joining us. We will see you back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided by